I recently came to study in Canada, and my friends and relatives told that you can't bear that cold. It's for 6 months or 4 months. Uh, when I came here, like it's April, there was like -7 to -10 degrees. First few weeks, like I didn't manage the cold. After few weeks, I could manage like some part of the cold, and afterward it was like summer. Just the cold was not there. Just the rain and the sun. The second experience is about like food. Uh, Back in India, when I was studying, I could make my food, not that good part, like not that whole food, just the rice, and like I would eat just some fries. When I came to here, I I managed to cook my own food and every item.
I arrived here about 4 months ago, and when I arrived here, I was astonished because people here in Canada are very polite. So if you enter in an elevator or you cross a doorman in a building, everyone will say good morning or good evening. So it's really different for me. Education here, the politeness here is like mandatory. Also, another thing that's very different here is that all people are very worried about the environment. So people use to recycle things and also save resources.
Well, I think most people coming from countries without the seasons will say like one positive experience in Canada, it's about the seasons. So I have been here for more than 1 year, and that's one positive. So change the clothes and look around the city and see the season is a nice experience for me. And the second is about my family. Being here, it's a positive experience because I'm sharing more time with them.
I've been here for 10 months, and I can say that it's a great learning, not only in the English language, but also in the culture as well. The city of Toronto is the largest city, but offers transportation services and leisure options. For being a multicultural city, and here are several types of restaurants, and city being mostly of excellent quality.
Talk about culture is talk about many things, such as clothes, such as language, and many other things. But probably one principal thing that is different from each culture is about food. In my case here, fruits are sweeter than in my country. So let us know what my classmates think about differences and the background.
Well, I completely agree with John, since for me the food here is very different. And also like John, I can give the example of the bananas. The bananas here are not as fresh as they are in Brazil. And also, even the organic bananas has like a very different taste.
It's very different. The way to behave, to dress, the way things are organized here is very different from Brazil. For example, if you want to make a barbecue last minute, just go out and buy the best and cheapest meat in the world and beer in any corner and ready. Not here. You have to act well in advance, fill forms, and in some cases the courses online, bartender and security are required.
As I'm from India, major difference in this Canada and India is like they don't follow rules. Back here in Canada, there are many rules about in different aspects, like in banking, traffic rules, and etc. Like there are more rules. If suppose in banking means there are like credit history, and we need to use our credit cards and all that. But back in India, we don't have the credit cards and all that. We have credit cards, but they don't give us like for students, or like they only give for working people. Now in Canada, if we see about like traffic rules, there are like more traffic rules, and the license procedure is also too much, like too long. We need to get three types of licenses to get the whole driving part.
Building signs are very important because without them you will get lost, and also without them you don't know where are you looking for. So in big place, in a huge campus like in Progress, you should have a correct signalization.
Building science, in my case, like building science is more important when you're studying in a college or working in a place. Like if I tell my experience in Centennial, when I came here, I don't know which building I have to go. Like I didn't know how to manage how to see the map or how to check the classrooms also. One of my friends told that I will explain like what is D106. I don't know what is like D1, where is D1 and where is 06. He told me that D is a block and first is a first floor and 06 is a classroom. At that point I would have known that. I wouldn't have known, but he explained me how to see that and how to know about the map.
The timetable is a fundamental part for us as the students. In the timetable we can see which class is next and which professor and also which room.
As a student, if you have a car, the parking helps you a lot. Like we don't have to park on the roadside and get like parking tickets for the whole day. If you have a parking here, it's like a lot helpful for a student who has a car. However, if you don't have the car, it's like none of it, waste of it, paying the parking fees and all that.
My experience about the parking pass was tedious because I spent 2 weeks trying to get my parking pass. So basically was a lack of communication between the two departments, the security department and the student department. So after the 2 weeks and I was each day calling from the parking gate, I finally get the parking pass. So basically the recommendation is about communication between the two departments.
Well, in my opinion, it's not fair that the students should pay like an extra fee, such as for lockers. If you already pay a very expensive fee, I think it's not fair. You paid more for have a lock. Also, I can tell you that I'm not happy with what happens in the communication class because we should pay or we should buy a book because in that book there is a serial that you should use to do your quiz. If you don't pay for the book, you cannot do the quiz.
It's very good to be locker here in Centennial because you're always carrying something. You carry your book, you carry clothes and your food, so it's very important to be safety. And Centennial gives